Hello, everyone, and welcome. Apologies, I think there was a little technical problem. Oh, we should just say problem because every problem today is a technical problem, isn't it? Okay, welcome everybody. Day 14 of our yin yoga class. We will be doing a deep yin practice tonight, so keep a blanket or a cozy sweater nearby. Again, around 60 minutes of practice, including the final Shavasana. As I speak, come into your breath, come into your natural rhythm and inhaling, and just feel that wave entering your body. Today we'll be focusing on stillness, focusing on the inner voice. So while you may have some beautiful music playing in your soundscape, my voice will be minimal today. Assuming that you have been with me for more than one of these practices, you are familiar now with the language I use, you are familiar with the types of movements. So as we continue to breathe, allow the diaphragm to expand. Let's stay here for about 1 minute, focusing on the diaphragm, the ribs, the clavicular, the thoracic, and breathe. Feel that wave not only on the external, but also within your body, with every inhale lifting, with every exhale releasing. And of course, keep your strap nearby, keep your block, keep your puppy and your loved one. Stretch out the neck and the arms to begin. So releasing the hands from the knees, inhaling arms up, shoulders down, palms towards each other, tips of the fingers touching, and exhaling down. And again, inhaling, each inhale slower and deeper than the last. And as you inhale, focusing on everything opening up in all of the joints. And exhaling down. If at any time your legs become uncomfortable, you can adjust them. And of course, you can sit against a wall, put a pillow under the legs or under your bottom, your hips. And our last one, and as we exhale, coming down, stop halfway, palms facing upwards, and just stay here for a moment, seeing how quickly the body wants to give in and give up. Keeping the arms straight, let's exhale. If your hand comes to touch easily, then you can start to bend your elbow, reaching up, making sure the legs stay exactly as they are. And coming up to the opposite side. What we do to one side, exhaling down, we always do to the opposite side. And inhaling up, arms again out to a T-shaped position, left arm forward. And release, opposite side forward. And release, good. And releasing the hands behind the back, interlacing the fingers. So you're squeezing the fingers in together, start lifting the arms, dropping the shoulders. Once you've found your place, exhale, forward fold with a nice straight back. Taking 5 deep breaths here, really lengthening the breath. Feel the wave along the back of the spine. And when you're ready, let's inhale, releasing the hands, pointing the fingers towards the toes, stretching out the wrists here for a moment. And if you're not comfortable putting your weight on your wrists, that's fine. Turn the palms over so the backs of the hands are down. And again, just kind of wiggle yourself side to side. And once you're ready, turning the fingers away from you, or excuse me, turn the fingers towards your toes, wrists away from you, pressing into the palms. Inhale, arms up, squeeze your hips, chin into the chest. And if you feel like you want to lift a little bit higher, that's fine. You can lift as high as you like to go. And exhale, release. Let's open the legs and we'll come into our first yin position. So in a nice Paschimottanasana with a straddle legs, so a forward fold. And today, as I said, we will be coming into some deeper yin positions. So this will be a 3-minute hold, adjusting yourself as you need, using the wall, using blocks, anything to keep your hips nice and balanced. When you're ready, inhaling, arms up, shoulders down, eyes of the elbows open, tips of the fingers touching, and exhale straight back and reach forward. If you grab your toes, fantastic. You can use a strap either on one or both legs if you have. Otherwise, allowing the hands to come wherever they comfortably rest. Could be the thighs, could be the knees. Find your edge and exhale, forward fold. Already that's 30 seconds, so just getting into this position does take some time. With every inhale, lengthen. With every exhale, release. We're at 70% of our full capacity, as we should be in every yin position. 70% is a comfortable place where we are not straining, we are not stressing, we are allowing body to come into a natural state. And then the 3 principles of yin: time, gravity, finding your edge, and that stillness that you have along your edge. Those combined principles will deepen your yin experience. And now yin, if you are not familiar, is of course the slower, more feminine, softer, gentle energy of the planet, of the universe. Yin versus yang, according to the Taoist tradition. But of course, regardless of the language, the culture, or the practice, these principles, balance, are in every culture, every human experience. So these slow, deep tissue release, rejuvenative, restorative movements, they allow us to go into the core of our bodies. The deep connective tissue, that which connects everything together, that which gives the integrity to the body, that which also holds on to the experiences not only of our lives, but as a human collective. Taking another few breaths here. We're at 2.5 minutes. So feel the phase changes that have happened within your body. Feel how much deeper you've been able to slide into the position. On your next inhale, and of course stay here for as long as you like. Otherwise, with a nice rounded spine, we're going to tilt, keep the head down, tilt the hips back so that we're coming onto the tailbone. Let the arms and the upper body, the shoulders, be heavy, and then slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, start to Sit up nice and tall. And give a bit of a twist, side to side, whatever you might need to come back into your body. It takes a long time to release that fascia, the deep tissue, and it takes a long time to come back. So if you feel like you're really stiff right now and you're kind of slowly climbing out of this, you're absolutely normal. That's exactly what needs to have happened. So for our next position, we will be using a block and come directly into a counter position. And again, we'll hold it for just as long as we held the first 3-minute pose. So taking your hands behind you, just as we did in our first lift, right around that same spot, that might be where you want to put the block. So take the block, put it behind you, check your measurement. You can do a little lift and just see. And again, 3 different places, high, medium, or low. And we're going to get this right between the shoulders. We will do another one today as well in the lower back. And again, once you've found your position of comfort, legs can be out in that same position. They can be in together, however they naturally find themselves. And exhale and hold this for 3 minutes. The back bending, very important. Staying vulnerable in your breath and trusting in the vulnerability. And breathe. Every inhale, your breath becomes deeper and you start to feel the pressure on the upper back. That's about 1.5 minutes. We'll hold this for the same amount of time. If at any point you feel discomfort, you feel pain, come out of it. And of course, if you would like to support your head, you can have a block, a pillow, a bolster, anything. Otherwise, letting the neck gently hang down, stretching out the front of the throat. Stretching out the skin, counteractivating all of the effects of gravity on the face. Keeping the shoulders down, away from the ears, keeping the spine lengthening, belly breathing deeply, the balloon in your belly expanding, making you softer. Your rib cage expanding, making you stronger. Continuing to breathe very deeply here. Another 20 seconds or so to go. And of course, we need to hold for this length of time in order to get deep into the tissues. If we do just a regular stretch, we'll stretch out the muscle, probably get a little bit of the tendon involved. But this really allows the fascia, and the fascia is recognized as its own sensory organ. On your next inhale, lifting the head, keeping the chin into the chest, using your elbows, and let's remove this block, coming up. And keeping the left leg in nice and tight. And of course, you can give any little shakes that you might need. Left leg in nice and tight, and we'll come into a side stretch. So we'll hold this for 3 minutes, but 3 different parts of it for a minute each. So again, straight leg is relaxed but active. Bent leg nice and tight into the groin, whether you're sitting on the heel or activating any of those creative juices down there. Inhaling, arms up, shoulders down, turning the torso towards the bent leg and opposite elbow or hand first to the opposite foot, and then opposite elbow to the opposite knee. If you're able to get the opposite shoulder to the knee, that's also wonderful. Keep those 3 different movements, lifting, being pushed back, and reaching over to the side, making sure the shoulders are stacked, and breathing here. We'll hold this position for 1 minute. So some people might feel very challenged here. They may really start to feel the quivering of the arm as the gravity forces you down. Fight for that struggle to remain empowered, to remain strengthened. And focus on the side stretch. Focus on the sweet parts of the stretch. Don't hone in on the pain. If, however, you do feel discomfort, come out of the position just a little bit. And vice versa, if you find space being created, tweak yourself and come down a little bit further. Another few breaths here. Looking up towards the fingertips or just past the fingertips. If we were doing a pranic healing practice, we'd be focusing on that aura, that energy, just coating our entire bodies, and of course often most visible around the hands and feet. On your next exhale, we're going to bring that upper arm down, turning the torso so our belly is directly on the thigh, and exhale, forward fold. Now here again, we may not come down all the way. We might want to put a block. A pillow might be a little bit softer. I could use my little puppy dog, put her under here, and just relax here. So again, we'll hold this for 1 minute and breathing very deeply. So any forward bend is going to have the same or similar benefits for the internal organs of the body. Everything releasing, any tension, any stress, any struggle, the spine lengthening. It's 30 seconds here. We'll hold for another 30 seconds longer. Feel that wave along the spine. Feel the wave coming from the internal diaphragm. And follow the wave. How far can your focus go? Up and back, how many times? That's 1 minute here. So on your next exhale, coming into the 3rd position, so we'll come into a bit of a twist. So take your opposite hand, so in my case, left hand to the outside of the right ankle, and twisting just a little bit. You can use the opposite hand either as a bit of a platform to hold you up, or you can bring it out and reach, deepening the twist slightly. Whichever you choose, we will stay here for 1 minute. So get comfortable, relax your body, and breathe. Now, I admit these are slightly more yang positions, so if you're really feeling that this is not working for you, just come down and just let your body kind of flop downwards, and even you could sort of do an animal twist. We're targeting the lower back here. And again, just all those different spinal movements, 4 different lumbar regions of the spine. Each need basically 3 movements a day. Up, down, side to side, and a bit of a twist. Another few breaths here. It's amazing how quickly the time goes. Good. I'm just going to shift myself so you can see the transition. And as we exhale, let's drop that arm down, reverse everything. So belly comes again to the top of the thigh. Inhale, arm up, nice and high, only for a breath. And then exhale, counter pose. So dropping the hand down, fingers away from the body. And inhale, coming into a lift. So be gentle here with your lift. We're going to stay here for, well, in this similar position for a while. So if your knees are needing some more support, you can put a towel or a blanket or something here now. As we reach up, try to step down your front toe. Should be really aiming downward, trying to keep the sole flat. And again, we'll come into a few twists here. So our upper arm now going to come down and inhaling up. Just as a point of transition, and exhaling down, and then again inhaling up. Just as a point of transition. And now as we exhale, let's curl the toes of the bent leg under, roll ourselves up. So we're into a bit of a balance. You can come down slightly and into a bit of a half squat, except your bottom can be flat on the ground. Okay, it's also known as a bit of a ninja position. And if you do want to turn it into a balance, you're welcome. Coming up a little bit, putting a bit of a bounce, whichever way you find yourself. And when you're ready, let's release, and sitting just on our backs in a little bit of a V-sit position, point of transition. And we're just going to lengthen the spine, try to hold on to the knees, but rolling it out just a little bit. We're not going to rock and roll all the way down, not just yet. Making sure you get a stretch in the shoulders, as well as the release in the lower back. And we'll prepare to do the same thing on the opposite side. So starting from our side stretch, this time bringing the right foot in, right leg, bending it in nice and tight, turning the torso towards the bent leg, inhaling arms up, shoulders down, and exhale. The hand reaches first wherever it comfortably lies, and then aiming for the elbow, possibly the shoulder. We'll hold this for 1 minute. Relaxing the body, reminding ourselves this too shall pass. However much you may be resisting, remind yourself that the benefits for the body are happening now, and they will continue to happen for hours after the practice. And the more often we come back to our mats, the easier it is to activate this sensation, and the more reserve power essentially we are building up. It's well over 30 seconds. We'll hold it now just another few breaths, and again, feel that space being created. 30 or 45 seconds, it's enough to feel that phase change in the body. Start to feel the ligaments giving in, the tendons loosening up. Your bones might even be vibrating at another frequency as you focus on that fascia. Exhale, bringing the arm down, dropping, folding the torso, belly on your thigh. And again, 1 minute here. So holding, breathing. Feel the wave both on the back as well as the internal force. Almost coming to a minute now. Another few deep breaths here, preparing for our twisted transition. And when you're ready, taking the hand to the outside of that knee, or ankle, or it could be the knee, frankly, right? Depending on where you're at, that's absolutely fine. Could even be sort of both hands hanging onto the hip and just again, focusing on the lower back. So that's the area that we're really targeting. So whichever position you find, let's stay here for about 1 minute. And again, you may see, excuse me, you may find one side a little bit tighter or a little bit more open than the next. Just observe without judgment, without expectation. Feel what's happening in the body. 30 seconds here, another 30 seconds to go. And when you're ready on your next exhale, releasing, coming through the positions, opening up with a sunrise arm and fingers pointing away from you, lifting, chin down, hips forward, relax your feet, relax your bum. And curling those toes under as we come through our transition and lifting the leg. If you're comfortable here, you can remain in a balance. This straight leg can be up or down either way, or you can come straight into a half prayer squatted position. Just as a breath, just as a point of transition, holding here, focusing on your hips. And exhale, release. Again, let's find ourselves on our back, on activating that sacrum region. And we'll come into something that's called sort of a basket. So squeezing your knees close and tight to your chest, keeping your hands on your knees, in the front of your knees, or you can interlace the fingers. Either way, just follow your breath, exhale, don't let go of the hands, similarly as we just did. But now really feel that stretch. Keep the chin into the chest, shoulders down, lengthening the arms, and just teeter-totter up just a little bit from the feet and lift the toes ever so slightly and just balance here. We're going to stay here again for 1 minute. As you breathe, you may sense that you are rocking side to side, back and forth. That's absolutely fine. If you touch ground or you start to rock and roll, also fine. But come back here. Find this pressure, this stillness. Paying attention to any space being created in the body. And when you're ready, let's start to activate that movement, that rolling sensation. So trying to keep the knees in nice and tight as you contract and extending them as you come forward. So keeping the knees in as you come down and as you lift, extending the knees. And again, trying to find that sense of balance and that ability to stop yourself in mid-swing. So again, now we are going to use a little bit of momentum to come into a halasana position. Halasana is, of course, the plow position. So bringing the hands, bringing the feet behind our head. On our backs. And again, we are going to hold this for 3 minutes once we're there. So letting that spine roll out just as we did in that basket type of position, coming onto our backs, keeping the knees in, arms out to the side or to stabilize us, and start to straighten the legs, keeping the knees into the chest. Wherever you stop is your edge. This is your edge. This is a beautiful place. Keep your head looking towards the toes. Keep your Chin tucked into your chest. And wherever you find your edge, let's stay here for another 2.5 minutes. Continuing to breathe very deeply here. If at any time, of course, you feel uncomfortable or lightheaded, do come out of the position. Otherwise, we're going to hold this for another minute or so, trying to maintain the depth of your breath. Taking another few breaths here, we are going to transition from this position into a shoulder stand. Now, if you need to come back into your regular position or come out of this pose before you come into the next, that's absolutely fine. Just unroll the spine and allow yourself to come flat on your back. Otherwise, if you're ready to come up into a shoulder or an inverted stand, we don't have to be in a very deep shoulder. Let's bend the elbows, bringing the thumbs to the side of the waist, the fingers towards the back of the spine, and slowly inhale, lifting the left leg. And just start with this. Start to feel the foundation, the pressure on your forearms, your biceps, your shoulders. And again, your neck is stationary. Do not look around. Keep your head up. Let's exhale, bring that leg down. Try the opposite leg. Inhaling up. And again, coming down. Let's try both together. So when you're ready, inhaling up. And you're welcome, of course, to be against the wall, have a series of blocks or pillows underneath you. We are going to hold this for an attempted 3 minutes. Breathing deeply and focus on the sensations in the body. There are few asana more powerful than this for an immediate sensation on the body. So just enjoy, and at any time, if you feel discomfort, pain, or otherwise, come out of the position and just lie in Shavasana, focusing on your breath. Already that's 1 minute here.
Continuing to lift. Imagine that someone is pulling on your toes, lifting you higher, making you lighter. Remember, you have a balloon in your belly. With every inhale, your balloon is getting bigger, your body is getting softer and lighter. And just feel where the temperature is changing in the body. Feel the massage on the upper back and the neck as the entire corporal self is really torpedoing into our upper back, the entire weight of the body compressing us, and breathing. It's important to spend a few minutes upside down every day, even if your legs are just up against the wall. It's important to get the circulation going, get the internal organs fully fueled up. Taking another few deep breaths here. Wonderful job, everybody. And when you're ready, let's slowly start to bring the feet back. And already, can you feel that yin, that fascia, those effects? And slowly start to roll the spine down. And now here, the slower you go, the better and the greater the effects. Getting all of that lactate acid out of the muscles. You can almost, it's almost like a rolling pin. You're just kind of getting all of the bumps out. And that is a wonderful process. You can play with that spinal blend as much as you'd like. Let's exhale, keep going. Try to massage the lower end of the coccyx. So bringing the feet down as low as you can. Oh, without squeezing your bottom. And good. Exhale, bring the knees bent into the chest and opening the legs, just rocking side to side. Take a moment here just to breathe. Letting the lower back release any tension, letting the legs enjoy the flood of oxygenated blood coming back to the tips of the toes. And staying down on our back, let's really get into our hips for a minute. So reverse pigeon left over the right. Again, 3 is the magic number for our practice today. We are going to hold this for another 3 minutes. Now again, if you'd like to relax, just keep the head down. A little bit more intense, you can bring it up. If you really want to intensify it, you can come back to a halasana. A bit of an Ardha Padmasana Halasana. Otherwise, you can also come into a sitting forward bend. Ardha Halasana Paschimottanasana. Wherever you are, relax your breath, relax your thoughts. Feel stillness in the body. It's almost 90 seconds here. We'll remain for another 90 seconds, breathing deeply. Feeling the weight of the body along the floor, and allow that weight, that pressure to stimulate a sense of relaxation, sense of comfort, surrender, of care, health, strength.
allowing your consciousness to rotate through the body, searching for any places of tightness or tension or stress or pain or discomfort, whether it's physical or mental or spiritual or any kind. Just let it go. And your next exhale, let's release the hands. We're going to bring the legs either into a cross leg, or if you're feeling a little bit elasticy, you can bring your legs into Garudasana, eagle twisting position. So with the left leg over top, and start to loop the legs or lace the feet up essentially. And exhale, leading with the legs, start to let the knees fall down. Once they've hit, allow the upper body to lengthen to the opposite side. The whole twist is not just on the lower back. Let both sides lengthen out. And again, this is a 3-minute hold. So find your edge. Find comfort. And find your breath. Twisting is a digestive agent. Let everything go, let everything pass. Finding space. It's about 1 minute into this position. We'll hold it for a total of 3 minutes. And again, if by now you find that a 3-minute hold is either too long or too short, you can definitely adjust yourself. But allow this to be a very physical, experiential type of practice. Do not overthink what's happening. Just wiggle through all those places and breathe. One minute remains, starting to feel the changes in your body. And keep breathing. It's the breath that is the key to these manifestations. Preparing mentally to release the position, taking another few breaths here. And when you are ready, very gently begin to start with the upper body, pressing down each vertebrae slowly. Feel the legs lifting. Upper knee comes towards the same armpit. So if the left knee was up, the left knee now comes directly into the left armpit. The right leg can be straightened or relaxed, either way. Just holding it here for a moment. And allowing it to travel left to right, nice and slowly, feeling the circumference of the hip joint. And when you're ready, we will do the same thing on the opposite side. So Crossing the right leg over, finding your binding, and preparing for a mental hold, physical and mental hold of 3 minutes. When you are ready, relaxing or adjusting your position as necessary or as needed for your practice. And just pay attention to that tightness in the first 10 or 15 seconds. And then follow it. Where does that sense of tightness go? Feel it as it spills out to the rest of the body, maximizing the effects. And if you feel a bit stuck, breathe deeper and visualize your breath entering that place where you may feel tightness or tension. And as you exhale, visualize it leaving your body. Make this a very active, creative, visualization. Be as specific as you can. We're almost 90 seconds into this pose. By now, feeling the changes, feeling the chemical reactions. Without judgment, without expectation, just breathe. Don't try to define your experience. Don't try to label or equate what you are feeling now to anything that has ever happened before in your body or in your life. Yin is different. It belongs in its own category of yoga. While yoga does provide many of the same benefits that yin offers, yin accelerates the healing, accelerates your growth, and accelerates your ability to become more malleable, both physically and mentally. Remaining very deep in your breath, reminding yourself you have a balloon in your belly. With every inhale, the body becomes softer and lighter. With every exhale, release any tension or tightness. Taking another few breaths here. When you're ready, releasing the hands, crossing the knees over so the knees should be pushing in towards each other, coming into an eagle or Garudasana position. So looping or twisting the feet if you're able, and if you're not, it's absolutely fine. And exhale, wherever you're able to comfortably bring the legs. And 3 minutes here. Letting the legs, the ankles roll down first. And then letting the shoulders and the upper back lengthen to the opposite side. Nice. These movements of the spine are essential for the longevity of our lives, for the health of our bodies during those lives, and indeed for our ability to process cognitively what is going on in this incredible space of universe around us. Whether we believe the reality of the unfolding of our destiny or whether we fight it, it's happening. The deeper you come into your fascia, the nearer you come to that creative force, that creative experience that has not only given energy, but also guiding force. Now, again, a disclaimer, yoga is not religious. It is not based in any kind of religion. It is, however, based on the human experience. And the human experience inherently is questing. It's on a spiritual adventure. We are spiritual warriors. We are seeking answers to those questions. Who are we? Where are we going? Where did we come from? So while yoga is not religious and yoga does not answer any of those questions, what it does is it brings our body and our mind and our spirit closer together, so there's a sense of knowing. You don't have to learn it, it's already within you. You just have to uncover it and remember and trust. The challenge is in the release, not in the accelerated speed, trying to go torpedo speed. What's with the torpedoes today? Taking another few deep breaths here. And feeling the powerful effects on the body. When you're ready, unraveling the spine, bringing that upper leg across the chest, knee towards the armpit. And allowing the hip socket to feel the full parameters of its interior, allowing the femur to lengthen. And when you're ready, we'll simply come, release, and come flat onto our backs into a Shavasana pose. And if at this time you do have a blanket or a pillow, a sweater, make yourself warm. Here in Blueberry, we are coming into spring, but still chilly, fresh air, while the rest of the world is still wintering away. Allow your body to feel the heat of the practice. Close your eyes, deepen your breath, soften your heart, relax your body, open your mind. Scan your consciousness, rotate your consciousness through your body, scanning for any lingering places of tightness or tension. Trying to reach the ceiling with your belly button as you inhale, and touch your spine with your belly button as you exhale. Keep that depth of breath throughout the rest of your day. And when you are ready, very gently, keeping the eyes closed, allow the fingers to wiggle and the toes as well. Allow the head to turn to the left and to the right. Inhaling, arms up overhead, interlacing the fingers, stretching to the left side and to the right. Inhale, bringing the knees to the chest, rocking side to side, up and down, making small circles, medium or large, or finding stillness. Whatever your body so desires, activate that sense of listening to your bones. And when you're ready, exhaling, using the bicep as a pillow, coming all the way over onto the right side,
the right side relaxes the heart muscle, left side improves digestion. So taking a moment here in the original yoga position, take a moment to send your energy to all those who have made you. Send your love to those who are suffering. Smile, release endorphins from the practice. Keep what you need for yourself to continue to be kind, loving, amazing humans. And when you are ready, very gently and in your own time, slowly allowing yourself to come back up into a comfortably seated position. Take a moment to feel the effects of the practice, or of course, you are welcome to stay in Shavasana for as long as you need. Otherwise, bring the hands into the heart, feeling the rhythm, giving us life, following our destiny. As is traditional to close the practice, this is a breathing extension creation. This is also a vibration creation. We are finishing at 7 PST to allow our vibration, our shouts, our energy to go out in support of the frontline workers, in support of those who have died, and in support of all those who are doing their part in solidarity. When you're ready. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om Atma, Namaste. Thank you very much for your time, for your energy, for your practice. And let Yodi remind you, you are not the emotion, you are not the body, you are not the mind. You are the light. You are what is, what always will be. Become the breath.